Today, we're diving into the 2016 Kim Kardashian Paris robbery, a $10 million heist that shook the world. In 2025, the trial of the Grandpa robbers is underway, with deaf accused ringleader Old Omar, 68, admitting he tied Kim up but denying he led the gang. In this 3,000-word video, we'll unpack the robbery trial, Omar's testimony, and its impact. Stay tuned. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Let's set the scene. It's October 2nd, 2016, and Kim Kardashian is in Paris for Fashion Week. She's staying at the Hôtel de Portales, a super exclusive spot in the 8th arrondissement, nicknamed the No Address Hotel, because it's so private. Kim's living her best life, attending fashion shows, and posting on Instagram. Days before the robbery, she shared a photo of her 18.8 8-carat diamond engagement ring from Kanye West, worth $4 million. 5 men dressed as police officers storm the hotel. They overpower the concierge, tie him up, and force him to lead them to Kim's suite. Kim's alone. Her bodyguard is out with her sister Courtney at a nightclub. The robbers burst in, and Kim later said she thought she was going to be raped or killed. They point a gun at her, demanding she's wearing just a bathrobe, terrified, begging for her life, thinking of her kids. The robbers tie her up with zip ties and duct tape, gag her, and drag her to the bathroom, leaving her in the bathtub. They grab $10 million worth of jewelry, including that famous ring, and escape in under 10 minutes, some on bikes, others on foot. A diamond cross necklace worth $24,000 falls into the street during their getaway and is later found by a passerby. Kim frees herself, calls for help, and flies back to the U.S. hours later, shaken but unharmed physically. This heist was the biggest robbery of an individual in France in 20 years. It raised questions about celebrity safety and social media. Kim's posts basically gave the robbers a map of her whereabouts and valuables. She later said it changed her life, making her less flashy and more cautious online. The French police didn't waste time. Within days, they found DNA on the zip ties used to bind Kim and the concierge. That DNA pointed to a man named Omar Ait Kadash, aka Old Omar. They also found burner phones and tapped suspects' calls, hearing them complain about not getting the money they expected from the stolen jewels. The robbers thought selling the loot would be easy, but most of it, including the $4 million ring, was never recovered. Police believe much of it was sold in Antwerp, Belgium, a diamond trade hub. By January 2017, police arrested 17 suspects, later charging 12. The group was nicknamed the Grandpa Robbers because many were in their 60s and 70s. These weren't young thugs, they were seasoned criminals with long rap sheets for robbery, drug trafficking, and more. One suspect, Marceau Baumgartner, a 72-year-old superfence, allegedly connected the gang to international buyers. He died in March 2025, just before the trial, taking secrets to his grave. The investigation showed how the robbers planned the heist. They got a tip from someone close to Kim's entourage, likely Gary Madar, the brother of her longtime Paris driver. Gary, who was 27 at the time, allegedly fed the gang info about Kim's movements. He denies it, but Kim told police she trusted the Madar brothers, who knew all my movements. The robbers also knew the hotel had weak security, making it an easy target. They used Kim's social media like a playbook, tracking her jewels and schedule. The case took years to reach trial due to COVID lockdowns, other major trials in France, and concerns about Paris's image before the 2024 Olympics. But in April 2025, the trial finally began, and it's been a media circus ever since. The trial kicked off on April 28, 2025, at the Paris Court of Appeal. Known as Old Omar, he's 68, deaf and mute, with serious health issues, was a big moment. Let's dive into what he said and why it matters. Omar Ait Kadash, or Old Omar, took the stand on April 30th, 2025, and his testimony was gripping. Because he's deaf and mute, the court had to adapt. Questions were typed out and he wrote his responses by hand, which were shown on a screen for everyone to see. This slowed things down, but made his words hit harder. Prosecutors call him the ringleader, saying he planned the heist. Omar says no way, he was just a foot soldier. Omar admitted he was in Kim's hotel room that night. He confessed to tying her up with zip ties and duct tape and helping steal the jewelry. He didn't deny the gunpoint part either, confirming the robbers demanded her ring and other valuables. But he was firm. he wasn't the boss. He told the court someone else organized the heist, and he was just following orders. He didn't name names, though, which frustrated prosecutors. They point to his DNA on the zip ties and his criminal history robberies since the 1970s as proof he's no small player. Omar's backstory came up too. Born in Algeria, he moved to France as a kid. He had a rough childhood with a violent father and lost his pregnant wife in a fire while in prison, which led to a mental breakdown and the start of his hearing loss. He's been in and out of jail for decades, and at 68, he's in poor health, 80% disabled. His son Harmony, a former Uber driver, is also on trial, accused of being the getaway driver. Harmony says he just picked up his dad that night, not knowing about the robbery. Omar's denial of being the ringleader is a big deal. If he's telling the truth, the real mastermind might still be out there. But prosecutors argue he's downplaying his role to get a lighter sentence. If convicted of the top charges, he could face life in prison, though his age and health might lead to leniency. His testimony paints a picture of a desperate man, tempted by easy money, as he put it, but not the brains of the operation. Kim Kardashian's life changed after the robbery. She's spoken about it on her show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and in interviews with David Letterman and Ellen DeGeneres. She described the terror of that night, thinking she'd be raped or killed. "I saw the gun clear as day," she said, recalling how she begged the robbers. "I have children." They dragged her to the hallway, tied her up, and left her in the bathtub, not knowing if she'd survive. She said she kept thinking about her sister Courtney, finding her dead, which haunted her. The trauma lingered. Kim took a 3-month break from social media and 3 weeks off filming her show. She told Letterman she can't sleep without half a dozen security guards at her house. She stopped posting her whereabouts in real time and became less flashy, saying, "I was definitely materialistic before." In a 2023 episode of The Kardashians, she revealed she hasn't bought new jewelry since the robbery. The experience shifted her priorities, making her focus more on family and safety. Kim's set to testify on May 13th, 2025, and her lawyer, Michael Rhodes, says she's ready to face the court. She wants the trial to be fair and respects the French judicial system. Her testimony will likely focus on the emotional and psychological impact, as well as the events of that night. It'll be a big moment, not just for the case, but for Kim to confront the men who changed her life. It's a lesson in privacy for influencers and a reminder of the risks of fame. The trial runs until May 23, 2025, with a verdict expected then. Kim and her stylist, Simone Harouche, will testify on May 13th, a pivotal day. The jury, 6 citizens and 3 magistrates, will decide the defendants' fates. Charges like armed robbery and kidnapping carry heavy penalties, up to life in prison, but the defendants' ages and health could lead to lighter sentences. Omar's testimony leaves questions. If he's not the ringleader, who is? Prosecutors need more evidence to pin it on him, and his refusal to name others hurts their case. Abbas's remorse might sway the jury, but his book could make him look unrepentant. Gary Madar's role is another wild card without solid proof. He might walk. Kim's testimony will be emotional. She'll likely detail her fear and trauma, which could push for harsher penalties. The concierge, who has PTSD, and the hotel receptionist, also traumatized, will testify, adding weight to the victim's side. The defense will argue the robbers didn't intend harm, just money, but the gunpoint and tying up make that a hard sell. This case is more than a celebrity scandal. It's about fame, security, and justice. Kim's robbery showed how social media can make stars vulnerable. Her posts were like a neon sign for criminals, and it forced influencers to rethink what they share. It also exposed gaps in celebrity security. Kim's bodyguard was absent, and the hotel's defenses were weak. The trial highlights France's judicial system, which blends jury and magistrates for serious crimes. Does regret erase trauma? Can justice balance punishment with mercy for elderly defendants? For Kim, it's closure. Testifying lets her face her attackers and share her story. For fans, it's a reminder that even the rich and famous aren't untouchable. And for Paris, it's about proving the city's safe after a crime that dented its reputation. Wow, what a story. The Kim Kardashian Paris robbery is a mix of glamour, crime, and courtroom drama. From that terrifying night in 2016 to Omar's bombshell testimony in 2025, it's kept us hooked. He admitted tying Kim up, but denies leading the gang, leaving us wondering who the real mastermind was. Kim's trauma, the grandpa robbers, and a $10 million heist make this case unforgettable. As the trial continues, Kim's testimony on May 13th will be huge. Will she get justice? Will Omar and the others face life in prison, or will their age and health soften the verdict? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Omar's telling the truth? Should Kim have been more careful online? And who's the real ringleader? Thanks for watching this deep dive. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more true crime stories. Share this video with friends who love a good heist tale. For more on the trial, check out sources like TMZ, BBC, and The Guardian in the description. Until next time, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Peace out, and I'll catch you next time.